How Spirit Dog Made the Milky Way. And this is a Cherokee legend. How Spirit Dog Made the Milky Way. There is a river of stars called the Milky Way. This is how it came to be. Many seasons ago, an old man and woman lived at the edge of a Cherokee village. Their home stood beneath a thick oak tree, and the oak tree gave them shade from the sun. A stream flowed nearby, and there the couple could fish and soak their feet. They enjoyed the quiet. The old man spent most days fishing. The old woman worked in the garden. She grew corn, pumpkins, potatoes, and beans. The old woman picked corn, then she ground it to make cornmeal. She left the cornmeal outside at night. It was for the next day's bread. Each day, the old woman made bread, and each afternoon she sat with her husband by the stream. They munched the bread and a bit of pumpkin, and each night they sat and watched the stars. One morning, the old woman discovered her cornmeal was missing. The bucket was tipped over, and it was covered in scratches. "Our cornmeal has been stolen," the old woman told her husband. Nearby, the couple found golden bits of cornmeal scattered across the dirt. The cornmeal looked like stars in the night sky. They also found the paw prints of a giant dog. The old couple went about their daily work. They ate a dinner of fish and beans, and that night they huddled under their covers. They were afraid the dog would return, but they heard only the chirping of crickets. The old man and the old woman soon fell asleep. The next morning, the couple stepped outside, and again they found the cornmeal bucket empty. And again, they found the dog tracks. The old man and woman called their neighbors to a meeting, and they told them what had happened. They showed everyone the huge paw prints. "It is the Great Spirit Dog," someone shouted, and everyone agreed. There was much nodding and mumbling, and the couple asked how they could get rid of that troublesome dog, and no one could answer. Finally, the old woman said that everyone should come back that night. She told her neighbors to bring noisemakers and drums. "We will frighten away that sneaky dog," she said. All afternoon, the old couple went about their work. They made more cornmeal than usual. They hoped to lure the dog back. Well, that night, the neighbors arrived. They carried rattles, drums, buckets, stones, and sticks, and they hid in the old couple's house. They kept very quiet. The world was quiet. Even the crickets did not peep. Finally, everyone heard the dog outside. It pawed at the bucket. It munched the cornmeal. "Now!" the old woman shouted. The neighbors shook their rattles and beat their drums. They banged on their buckets with stones and sticks. They hollered and wailed. Their racket was enough to frighten even a spirit dog. The giant dog bounded into the air, and moonlight shone on its silvery coat. Cornmeal fell from its mouth. The cornmeal clung to the sky behind the dog and left a trail where the animal had fled, and it formed a thick band of golden flecks. The flecks looked like a river of stars. The spirit dog never returned. Some nights the old couple sat with their toes in the stream, and they stared at the dog's trail hanging in the sky, and they remembered how their neighbors helped scare the dog away. How Spirit Dog Made the Milky Way.